Hi, I'm Ron Lee, amateur gardener, and I'd like to share with you what I call Lazy Lee's 6 types of automatic watering systems for tomatoes. And there are 6 systems. The first is a chicken feeder system. The second type of watering system is the toilet flush system. The third system is a soaker hose. The fourth system is a bucket watering system. The fifth is a watering bucket. And finally, there is the individual bucket watering system. We'll be going through each one of these systems in order, beginning with the chicken feeder. And how's that? The chicken feeder watering system is you get a chicken feeder watering bucket which holds about 3.5 gallons. You drill a hole in the bottom of the chicken feeder tray and you insert a spigot, and then you run a plastic hose to each of the individual pots, and you attach a spigot into each of the pots and attach a plastic hose. And what happens, as the plants need water, they draw on the water from the chicken feeder. So this automatic chicken feeder watering system will water the tomatoes for 2 or 3 days, and as the plants need the water, they draw upon the watering system. The second type of system is the toilet float system, and this you can actually use a much larger water reservoir. I have a large 50-gallon barrel of water, of which I have a tap outlet at the bottom, from which I run a hose, and that hose is run into a rectangular receptacle which has a toilet float in it. And I set the toilet float so the rectangular receptacle is completely full with water, and from that receptacle I then run small individual hoses, lines, to 10 different pots. And as the tomatoes draw on the water, they pull the water from the receptacle, the toilet float goes down, and when it goes down, more water enters. So that's the toilet float system, and that's the most, I would say, reliable one for keeping a constant supply of water to the pots. The third is just a soaker hose, and you can use the soaker hose for in your garden. And for plants that are buried in the garden, I'll have a row of tomatoes planted, and then in front of the row of tomatoes I will dig a 4-inch trench and bury a soaker hose. And it's a cheap soaker hose, which is very porous. And I will attach the soaker hose to a bucket of water. I will fill the bucket of water, and gravity will push the water down through the soaker hose, and the water will be absorbed into the soil. So all you have to do is fill the bucket on a regular basis, and when the water level has gone down, you simply refill the bucket. With the hose being planted in the ground, the water is beneath the surface, and the roots to the plant draw upon the water as they need. So it keeps a constant supply of water to the tomatoes. The fourth system is a bucket watering system. You get 2 5-gallon buckets. One bucket fits into another. On the top bucket, you will cut out a circular hose and insert a net cup, a plastic filter cup, which rests through the bottom of the cup. You then fill the bottom of the bucket with water that fills up to the net cup. You then fill the rest of the second bucket with soil, and you plant your plants. And as you add water to the bucket, the bottom bucket fills up, and you don't need to fill the the bottom bucket up until the water is used. And you can insert a little hose on the outside to check your water level. So that's a bucket within a bucket system. And it's good for, 1 week. You don't have to water the plants once the bottom bucket is filled. Another one is simply a watering bucket. You have one bucket, 5-gallon bucket, and you run a line out and you attach it to several other pots in a series. And when you fill the water bucket 8 or 9 inches, the water gravity pushes the water through the hose and all of the buckets will fill to the same level. And that's a water bucketing system. So all you have to do is check the main water bucket to see that the level has gone down and the other buckets have been filled. And finally, there is that same system, but instead you just simply have a pot within a pot, and you fill the outside pot up to the top, and each day you fill the outside watering pot to the top, and the plants draw upon that constant water supply. And that is the 6 different types of tomato watering systems.